This is going to unlock so much for so many of you. It is a very special message, a message that could change your life forever, a message that could help you manifest and could manifest your dream life tomorrow. And yes, you heard me right, tomorrow. I'm not talking about in 10 years, not talking about in 5 years, not even 1 year. I'm talking about tomorrow. And how is that possible, you may ask? That might sound like a very daunting and impossible task. Well, in order for me to illustrate how this is possible and why this is possible, I'm going to need to tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was living in absolute paradise. I'm talking about pure perfection. Some people call it San Diego, California. So I moved there. And whenever I moved there, I enjoyed beautiful weather. I enjoyed the stunning beaches. I enjoyed the amazing laid-back lifestyle. I enjoyed some very beautiful women, and I hope to say that as humbly as possible. And there's a point that I'm bringing this up, and I hope that there's humbleness, humility. I say that with the most humble nature possible. And the point is that I had it all. I had money, had women, had a beautiful scenery, had an amazing friend group, and I had freedom. I was living by myself. Life was essentially perfect for all intents and purposes. I was living the dream, or so I thought. That was until I started realizing that something was missing. Something deep inside me was just not satisfied. I felt empty. I felt bored a little bit at times. I felt unfulfilled. And I realized that I had not been chasing the correct things in life. In fact, the wrong things. I had been following the conventional wisdom that society had given me. That wisdom that tells us to set the huge goals, to work hard, and that those will achieve success. And I'm not trying to knock about setting goals or hard work. Those are important. But it was the definition of success that really ate at me, if you will. And what is this societal success that I'm discussing? It's having that nice car, having that big house, having a fancy watch, having beautiful women on your arm, if you're a guy. I mean, even if you're a girl, I'm sure you could find that appealing as well, especially if you're a lesbian. But I don't know. I'm getting a little bit off track here. It's these ideas, though, that society kind of places on people. It's that idea of having a ton of followers, a ton of and a ton of fame. Is that really the success you're driving for? Which is also an important point to bring up, considering I have achieved that at some level. At some level, I know a lot of you probably follow me on Instagram or on TikTok and see that I have upwards of well over 100,000 followers on both platforms. But this didn't bring internal success to me. Yeah, it was nice. Again, this was almost the societal programming pushing its last little bit of itself out into my reality. Me realizing, oh, it's still not the success that I was truly looking for. And like I'm saying, I think this is also very important to bring up, is that there's nothing wrong with these metrics that we have in society. The problem is whenever we focus too directly on these being the outcomes. They can be enjoyable, they can be rewarding in their own way. They can open up a lot of opportunities in their own way. But the point of this is that they are not the ultimate goal. They are not the source of happiness and everlasting fulfillment that we are all desiring and looking for in life. They are not what we are here for. We are here for something so much more. We're here for something so much deeper, something so much higher of importance in our lives. We are here to create the reality that we desire and the reality that we want to share with the rest of the world. To express our true, authentic selves, to live our purpose, to serve others, to make a difference, to leave a legacy. But how do you do that? How do you create your reality? How do you create a reality that you're proud of and one that is fulfilling and creates happiness? And I can tell you from experience that placing external items, money, fame, women, fancy clothes, at the top of that pedestal will not bring it to you. I promise you that. You can, and look, I know you guys are a very curious group of people. So by all stretches of the imagination, I invite you to pursue that path. All I'm going to say is I know what happens once you get to the end of that path. Maybe it's something you got to experience for yourself, but I'm here to help you shortcut that if you choose to dare, if you dare, because this is hard to do because you are going against the societal norms. You are going against what society has programmed into you. So if you're ready, how do we find that our true selves? How do we live our purpose? How do we serve others? How do we make that difference and leave that legacy that we are so inclined to do? Well, it's kind of funny because it is so much simpler than anybody is putting out there. It's so simple that you may not even believe me whenever I tell you this. It's really a way that people don't know about. They don't use it. Majority of people don't use it, or they unconsciously do it and don't even recognize it. It's a way that goes against the grain of what society tells us to do. It's a way that, man, it's so easy and so powerful that it will blow your mind. And look, this is the way. Do what you love every single day. Do what you love every single moment of every single day. That's the secret. That is the key to manifesting your dream life tomorrow. You see, most people think that they must start with the end in mind, and this can be helpful and there's nothing wrong with it, but they think that they have to figure out what they want to achieve in order to achieve it in 10 years and then work themselves backwards and plan every single step. Okay, if I want to make $1 million in 10 years, well, then I need to work my steps backwards. They think that they have to sacrifice their present moment for their future. And there is utility in this when we're talking about suffering and working out and laying the groundwork to create a bigger future, but it becomes daunting. It becomes overwhelming. And people think that they have to struggle and suffer and hustle and grind until they reach their destination. But in reality, in the universe and timelines that we are working with right now, that's not how it works. That's not how the universe works at all. Now, the universe does work in mysterious ways, but it works in the ways of synchronicities and miracles and art. Because all of this is a creative endeavor. We are all fractals of source energy, of God consciousness, of God himself. And this is a whole creative endeavor or display that is being put on by source. So get into alignment, get into the flow, get into that abundance of source energy. And this is what people talk about all the time. But let's see if we can pull it apart to help you in your particular life. And you know this. You know this. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you didn't know that the universe responds to your vibration. It's not necessarily your action. Again, action is very important. It is very, very important. You can't just sit there and feel like you're in a vibration of a millionaire and attraction to everything you desire. You can, and that's helpful, but you have to act in the world with that energy, with that vibration, if you wish to bring those things to you. So again, your vibration is your energy, it's your emotion, it's your state of being. Your action is your behavior or the activity or your effort. So whenever you are performing actions, you need to carry the vibration of the actions that you wish to manifest in the world. So why? Why is this important? Why is the vibration more important than the action? This is because your vibration will attract in that reality. You know this. What you feel is what you get. What you love is what you create. And when you do what you love every single moment of your life, you raise your vibration. You raise your vibration to the highest level possible. When you raise your vibration to the highest level possible, you align yourself with all the source of creation. You align yourself with God consciousness. And when you align yourself with God creation consciousness, you become as powerful as the Creator himself. You become a magnet for everything that will sustain you in life. You become a channel for everything you need. You become a catalyst for everything you want. And not everything you want, but everything that everybody wants and needs in this life and in this timeline. That's the beauty of being in tune with God. He's literally keeping your mind on him, source energy, saying, hey, look, I think this is what I'm supposed to carry out, so help me along the way. And I will do, this is where you come in, this is where you need to act. You need to act in alignment with that energy. How do you get in alignment with that energy? You do what you love, because that is the manifestation of God coming through you. Now you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, well, how do I know if I'm doing what I love? Well, look at your day. When you're doing something, do you feel like it contracts you and makes you smaller? Or do you feel like you're expanding and opening up new possibilities? Do you feel energized to do these things? And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Quite the opposite, in fact. Most of these things are going to be very difficult, especially if you are not in love with everything you are doing right now. Whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a situation you're in, you need to go against the grain in those situations, because the vibration that you have been acting on has been less than source energy. So stop acting in that direction. Rid yourself as much as possible of the things that are holding you back in life. And an entire new world will open up to you. And this is the whole catalyst, is that you don't have to wait for 10 years to manifest your dream life. You don't have to wait 5 years. You literally don't even have to wait till a year out. You don't even have to wait till tomorrow, in fact. You can start manifesting your life right now as you're listening to this podcast. What are you doing right now? Seriously, what are you doing right now? Are you loving what you're doing? Are you finding internal bliss in doing what you are doing in this exact moment in life? Seriously, it is seriously that simple. And I know there's things that are going to be difficult. Oh, I don't feel like getting up this early. But think about the contrary. Think about down the road. If you sleep in every single day for the next 5 years, how good would you feel? Would you feel good about that? I know there's some days that you're going to be sore going to the gym, but pushing through that, forcing your body into that uncomfortability, you know that you will expand into something greater if you push yourself into that uncomfortability. How do I know this? Because it's exactly what I did. It is exactly what I did in my entire life. I can already feel has changed from this. If you follow me on Instagram, you know for the last 11 days I've been going and working out. Either it's been in the gym, lifting heavy ass weights, or it's been at jiu-jitsu, fighting people to save my life. or take theirs. That's what I love. That is literally what I love to do. So I just decided I'm going to do that every single day. Oh, well, I need money. I need to worry about money. If I don't have money, I can't afford jujitsu, and then it won't work out. This is bullshit, guys. I am telling you that this is complete bullshit. How do I know this? Literally last week, on Thursday, money was getting tight. You know my story. I don't really have much of income right at the moment. It's all in savings. Well, it was. Yeah, I have some investments on the side, but I decided I'm not using any of those. And I had $300 left in my bank account. And my burn rate for life is roughly $400 right now. And I know that is I am very grateful for that situation. I know most people are probably higher than that. But what I did is I took the money that I had left and I invested it in a microphone. That's why I sound so great right now. I invested in some other equipment too to improve the quality of my recordings. And what this did for me was beyond measure. It helped me to realize, to more ingrain with the fact that I am going to be supported by the Creator himself. Because what happened after I spent that money? I actually went into debt. I actually kind of went into debt. I then had to pay $600 for the microphone and all the equipment that I'm using. So now I'm in the whole $300. You know what happened within the next 3 days? I was able to start training and teaching jujitsu. Number one, I've been trying to get this to work for the last 4 or 5 months. And in the matter of 24 hours, I was teaching a class. I found the guy that I was supposed to talk to, and everything just started unfolding. He hooked me up with multiple classes. He was like, oh, if you want to teach more, we can do that. So now I'm up to teaching 4 classes a week. Well, there's income. And then multiple people started reaching out to me about coaching them one-on-one. Oh, wow. I wonder why. Something I'd be great at. I love helping people. So I'm going to do that. If you don't love helping people, that's fine. Don't do that. That's not for you. That's not for me to judge. I don't care. You'll probably find your way to there at some point in time. But for right now, that is not your sole purpose or the thing that lights you on fire in this moment. So stop chasing. That's what I did. I stopped chasing the wrong things. I stopped following that conventional wisdom of you have to play it safe. You have to save money. Oh, you only have $300 left. Make sure you hold on to it. Don't burn it on a microphone. Don't go in debt because of the podcast. And that is what conventional wisdom would tell you. That's what it was telling me. So I stopped living by this conventional wisdom. I stopped living in someone else's reality, society's reality. And I started doing what I love every day. Not even every day, every moment. Can you not hear in my voice the passion I have in delivering this information to you? I know I have a new mic, but even in the last week, my entire perspective on reality has changed. Go listen to me giving a speech a couple days ago, weeks ago, whatever. It's a different frequency because I am now so much more deeply aligned with the fact that I can open up my reality to spending money. And this was a big hurdle for me, was spending money. Spending money on things that I am deeply passionate about, working out, nutrition, podcasting, spirituality. If I just keep putting money into those things I love, knowing that source is going to be there to provide for me, that's exactly what's going to happen. That is exactly what started to happen. That is why I'm so passionate about this right now, because it has absolutely pivoted and changed my life in the last week. If you want to learn more about how you can create your reality and live in your purpose, subscribe on the YouTube channel and share this with somebody who you know needs to hear it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. And with that being said, I will see all of you in the 6th dimension.